Hello, Internet, and welcome to the absolutely completely random podcast for Saturday, September 9th, 2017. I'm your host, Andrew Rhodes. It is a pleasure to be here. So, what do I have in store for you this week? Well, a lot, actually. Well, at least I hope it's a lot to you. I'm going to talk about, provided I can get it to load up, the Warehouse 13 Kickstarter board game. And I'm not joking on the loading up thing. I've been having major issues all week, but I'll get into that. The One Piece spoiler site that has led to arrests and is being marked a first in Japan. Not kidding on that. The Tomorrow Children, I believe it's a game site. Hold on one second. And yeah, the dystopian town building game, The Tomorrow Children, is being shut down. Marvel Contest of Champions version 15.0 is out, and my god, does it blow. Good news, the Warehouse 13 thing is happily loaded. I'm keeping you up to date on this. This is about as live as you're going to get. And a few other things as well. But anyway, that's what we're going to talk about this week. But you know the deal by this point in time. If you're looking for trading cards, oddities, strange things, things you just don't know already exist, swing by my happy little page. You know what it is, A Rhodes 2012 on eBay. That's right. A Rhodes 2012. My bad. I apologize for that. It's A Rhodes 2012 on eBay. I have a lot of weird oddities, a lot of things you might enjoy, some stuff you might really be looking for and not realize that you need. So come check me out. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Otaku Rhodes. So here's let's do how was my week? Let's start it from last Sunday. So let's do it. No, I can actually go from last Saturday night, to be honest with you. So last Saturday night was horrible. Now, don't get me wrong. I did the podcast. That was great. The 1 year anniversary. Still happy about that. Love the new logo. I'm really happy about that. But what annoys me is that we have been having internet issues since the end of April. And I'm not kidding about this anymore because I'm actually getting really pissed off about this. I called the service provider. I'm not going to say their name out of respect for what little respect I have left, but I'm not going to say their name. But anyway, I contacted the service provider. I explained the issue that I've been having because what happens is occasionally we're going to get kicked off. It won't load the page. It'll just stop. And now we have the cheapest that we have because it's all we can afford. So we have the lowest speed you can get. We're not even getting that. And before anybody says it, well, yeah, you're not going to get the speed that they're saying. Yeah, I don't think the download speed's supposed to be 0.01 megabit per second. That's kind of bad. So we've been dealing with that all week. I swear it's a networking issue, but apparently it's not, at least as far as they're concerned. It's not a networking issue. I could have a technician come out and look at it, but I'm not willing to pony up $50. For if it's not networking, you're going to get charged a $50 fee. And it could start at $50. Whereas, okay, or I could just live with it, wait until it becomes a major issue, and then call you back. Which is what I'm probably going to end up doing. So there was that. The flat tire from last week was happily fixed. So we are mobile again. And today I spent some time with some friends. A friend of ours had a picnic today. Well, let me rephrase that. A friend of ours had a little get-together. And we did the get-together. We went up. We had some fun. Not everybody was able to show up. But then again, that's, understandable. There were some outstanding circumstances that caused their, not being able to show up, which is fine. So there was that. But otherwise, we had a blast. I'll admit that. We had a blast. And it was just a really fun time. I mean, we watched the movie Going in Style. Never seen it before. It's Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, and damned if his name escapes me, who played the third guy. But the whole basis of the movie is basically the three of them work for, I'm guessing, like a foundry type warehouse, something like that. A factory job, basically. And they find out that all the jobs are going over to Vietnam. They're getting outsourced. All the jobs are getting outsourced. Their pension is basically gone. It's being used to pay off the debts that the company owes. And they're all getting fired. Every single employee. And to make matters worse, Michael Keaton's character is getting foreclosure notices. And we're taking your house notices because the bank screwed him over. And while he's arguing with them, the bank gets robbed. And the person that's robbing the bank is very helpful and nice, doesn't take his stuff and realizes, no, you know what? You're old, you're elderly. Society should be taking care of you. Here you go. You can keep your wallet. I don't want it. And goes and robs the other guy. The guy that, the bank manager that's literally screwing him over. So then you have, the movie goes on. I want to say, I still can't think of what his name is. But anyway, Morgan Freeman's character is suffering from kidney failure. He's on dialysis. And the other guy is in a sort of relationship with some lady from the local grocery store. There's actually a pretty good cast in this. But anyway, the three old guys decide they're going to rob a bank. And they're getting lessons on how to do it. They're figuring out when they're going to do it, the perfect crime. And it's a really good movie. I definitely have to admit that. I think the best part has to be where the three old guys rob the grocery store to see if they can actually do it. End up being chased down the street by the security guard. And the two of the three old guys are in a motorized wheelchair. And they're literally driving down the middle of the street with the security lady chasing them. Kenan Thompson's in the movie. He plays the store manager. But yeah, either way, it's an entertaining movie. Definitely something that I would recommend checking out. But yeah, so there's that. So anyway, let's get into the podcast. We all know what we're doing this time around, so let's get on with it and let's do it. Alright, so who out there remembers Warehouse 13? It was a really great show on Sci-Fi. It ended a couple years ago, really stupidly too, I might add. I mean, really stupidly. But anyway, it was a great show on Sci-Fi. Really entertaining. Well, if you remember it and you're into board games, good news! There's a Kickstarter campaign out there. That's right. By Infinite Dream Gaming, they created the Warehouse 13, the board game Kickstarter. Now, apparently, before I go any further into this, I want to stress this. The game is an officially licensed product and has been approved by NBC Universal. So for starters, you know you're screwed. NBCU, or NBC Universal, has actually okayed this. They have down here for potential delays because they might have to tweak several pre-production copies until NBCU approves the final design, which could delay manufacturing. Stills from the show are subject to change based on the availability of high-resolution images from NBCU because the show has been vaulted by NBCU, and it may take some time for NBCU to retrieve all of the card images, which could delay manufacturing and shipment. The game is being manufactured in China because, yeah, hell, let's face it, everything's made over there. So there could be unforeseen production, shipping, and or customs delays. Yeah, or it could, like the one thing I bought from overseas, wind up at the bottom of the ocean or lost in a different dimension somehow. Yeah. So they do offer a refund policy up until your pledge is processed for shipment, minus Kickstarter and processing fees. So it's not exactly a loss here. You can actually get your money back if you're not happy up until shipment. So here's the thing. The game looks kind of cool from what I could see of it. I was trying to pull up the thing on the site because there were a couple things that were really interesting about it. However, the images that were up for it did not want to load. So I'm kind of heartbroken about that. But there's enough up that I can talk about it at least. So if you want to support this product, there's like this project. There's 4 tiers that you can do. You can pledge $1 to basically just get updates and post in the comments section. 33 people apparently have done that. If you want to go the next route, for $50, you can get 1 copy of the base game with Lena exclusive character. Shipping costs will be handled through the pledge manager after the Kickstarter ends. Its estimated delivery is May of next year, and 869 backers have gone for the $50 option. Now, for retailers only, this is the part I get a kick out of. Retailers only. So this is what I kind of find insulting, because what if somebody has like a small rinky-dink shop, or like they sell on eBay, and they sell like weird odded out games or something? Well, for a pledge of $180 or more, you go to the Regent tier, which is for retailers only. So in other words, if you want the game, you got to pony up $50 if you're not a retailer. But anyway, if you're a retailer and you do the $180 or more pledge, you get 6 copies of the base game, each with the Lena exclusive character. However, the Regent tier is for verified retailers only. And to qualify, you must submit a copy of your business license to Infinite Dreams Gaming's email address, which I'm not going to say. If they cannot verify your retailer status, they will refund your pledge. So you have to send a copy of your business license to them. So in other words, they want brick and mortar stores only to carry this, where we're in now the age of digital. Brilliant idea. I mean, what could possibly go wrong with that? However, if you want to go one step further, oh yes, there's a third step. You can go to Caretaker. Yeah. So you've gone from Knock Knock, which is the $1, Agent, which is the $50, Regent, which is the $180, and for Pledge, well, for Caretaker, you can submit and pledge $1,300 or more and get a very unique experience where you get to work with the designers to create your own artifact that will be included in every copy of the game. All content is subject to NBC approval, which, by the way, means they could easily say no. Now, from what I saw and what I've read so far about this, you're going to get the 5 characters. You're going to get Pete, Micah, Claudia, Artie, and Jinx. Some artifact cards. And the basis of it, at least I think Jinx was in it, if memory serves. But anyway, the basis of it is basically you have to take down McPherson before he basically takes over the world. Each artifact gives you a chance to take him on or weaken him, something like that. Like I said, I read the whole thing earlier today, but I couldn't load it up enough to pull it up here, which is really upsetting me more than you know. But anyway, this is actually pretty cool. Looks kind of neat. So yeah, I mean, so far so good. I kind of like it, but it's a board game. There's really nothing bad about it, but it's a board game. Like I said, we're literally in the era of digital at this point. Why have a board game? But anyway, this is an all or nothing. It's an all or nothing pledge, because if it doesn't get its goal, it'll only be funded if it reaches its goal by Thursday, September 28th at 12:59 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So you have 18 days to go. It's already got 916 backers and $46,370 out of an $80,000 goal. Which, first off, $80,000 seems kind of weak to me for a board game. I mean, yes, okay, board games, they're not that difficult to make. I mean, an elementary school student can make a board game. The fact that you want to mass produce this, you want to put up a tremendous amount of these in stores, my guess is NBC's fitting the bill for like 90% of this, if not more, which is fine. I won't argue that. This sounds like a good idea. So it's not exactly a bad idea, but at the same time, it's kind of strange. So some of the comments on here are kind of neat. I kind of like the one here. Okay. I like this. One person put down, can you talk about why the funding goal is so high? $80,000 is high? They would be going for like $180,000. I would say that was kind of high. $80,000 is high? But anyway, here we go. Apparently, one of the replies is, it's pretty much solely due to the fact that we have to pay the studio without going into detail about the licensing deal. The way most of these deals work is that there is an advance against royalties and a guarantee. Even if we never sold a single game, we would still owe the studio another big payment. To be able to both pay the studio and still have the money to actually manufacture the games, we had to have a higher funding goal. So we're going to basically pay the studio the debt that we're going to be indebted to them to owe them, and then with what's left, we'll run like hell. Okay. Yeah, then there's another thing on here about needing 36 backers a day for the rest of the campaign at $50 pledge level to meet the threshold. And they got a reply back, that's pretty close to our mid-campaign daily average. A lot of times, the last few days of a campaign, we'll see a big push. They're filming another playthrough of this, which they have. There's at least a couple playthroughs on this that they've done, so it's not too bad. Let's see if I can't find any more thing here. Let's see. Yeah, no, I don't really know. Because some of these comments are just stupid or accurate to a point. Yeah. I like how one person puts on here, remember everyone, if it's not backed, it's likely not going to get made. Kickstarter doesn't mean exclusives. We want this in our hands so our friends are jealous and we can hopefully make it enough to get people to want it in a large one. So in the future we can see Wells and all the other awesome stuff. Just imagine a Christmas micro expansion. Oh God, no. Oh God. They were replied back with, absolutely. Any possibility of expansions very much relies on how successful this campaign is. Well, if you've already gotten literally half of your campaign and you have 18 days to go, when did this thing start anyway? I know I can pull that up. Hold on a second. I know I can pull up when this campaign started. So let me see if I can pull that up. When did you start? Okay, I know this thing has a start time one here. I saw it earlier. Well, one person's already backed the $1,300 thing. Wow, okay. When did they start this? Okay, apparently they don't have. I swear I saw it though. They had done the date when they started doing this. At least the date when they started the Kickstarter campaign. So that kind of sucks. That I can't pull that up. Huh. Okay. Well, yep. I can't pull up when they started. Oh wait, yes I can. Wait, yes I can. Yes I can. Yes I can. Hold on. It was under should be under updates is where it would be. Okay, here we go. The project was launched on August 28th of this year. So they want to get $80,000 in a month to literally do an entire video game. Okay, that's cool. I can see that happening. Okay, you got 18 days to go. You're literally over halfway there. I say take this to Twitter, take this to Facebook, share the crap out of it, then you'll have a chance. But you're going about this, oh, well, we're just going to limit this to certain things. I mean, I found this, I think this was on Twitter, actually. It was either Twitter or Facebook that I saw this on, and that's what got my attention. I'm like, hey, this is kind of cool. I want to check this out. And I'd have to admit, it is kind of neat. But then again, I would be more interested in a Warehouse 13, like, mobile app game, or a Warehouse 13 video game. Board game's fine. That's great. It could be like a more advanced version of Clue, for all I care. Yeah, I could get behind that. But anyway, I'm looking forward to this. I think this is kind of a neat idea. I'm hoping that they get the 80,000 they're looking for. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. Just have to wait and see what happens. But it's due out. Estimated delivery is May of next year. So, here's hoping that they get what they're looking for. I mean, I'm hoping that it works out well for them. The Absolutely Completely Random podcast is brought to you by electricity. Because without it, I wouldn't be able to record anything on my laptop because my battery requires it in order to run and it needs electricity to recharge. Yeah, I know. But I can't get a water wheel in my room. If you're looking for collectibles, oddities, things you just don't ever see anywhere else, or that you want to have for conversation starters, check out A Rhodes 2012 on eBay. I've got a tremendous amount of stuff. And, well, I'm A Rhodes 2012. I'm also Andrew Rhodes, the host of the Absolutely Completely Random podcast, Andrew Rants and Andrew's Theories, here on YouTube. So make sure you check out A Rhodes 2012 on eBay for all your trading card needs. And other oddities, too. You never know. I might have something that might just interest you. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You can put down the remote and don't click off the browser. We're back. I told you it wouldn't take long. Alright, so let's go over to the land of the rising sun. Ah, yes. Good old Japan. And what's so great about Japan? Well, one thing is anime, even though I know they don't want to talk about it. But anyway, a first ever has happened in Japan. Several individuals have been arrested for allegedly uploading One Piece spoilers before the manga officially went on sale. So, let's think about that for a moment. That's kind of big. Now, I did find this, I believe this was on Facebook or Twitter that this caught my attention. So, the information may not be 100% accurate. Don't shoot me if it's not. But anyway, according to ANN NHK, and Sankei via Anime News Network and Tokyo Reporter. So you can pretty much guarantee that this is somewhat accurate because Anime News Network doesn't dick around. ANN and NHK don't dick around either. So, yeah. 30-year-old Yuhara, 23-year-old Shizuka Nagaya, and 31-year-old Ryoji Hota were arrested for allegedly violating Japanese copyright law. This is the first time Japanese authorities have gone after spoiler websites that upload manga scans before they're on sale. The part I like, though, is this. The suspects allegedly bought copies of Weekly Shonen Jump before it officially went on sale, and then scanned and uploaded pages from One Piece and other manga online. According to authorities, Ihara and Nagaya's spoiler website has been online for over a year and earned 75 million yen, which is equivalent at the time of the article to about $687,150 American in online ads, while Hoda's website has been up for over 3 years and reportedly earned 305 million yen, which is 2.8 million in US, give or take, in that time. With the author pouring his heart and soul into these works, we are strongly angered. It was profitable to release inappropriately made versions. A representative of One Piece's publisher told Asha Simbum via Tokyo Reporter. And I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing these names. We hope that these arrests will be a warning against piracy and the unauthorized use of publications. Okay, so here's the thing. And I want to stress this for starters, and I want to go off on this a little bit, if I may. How in the holiest of fuck did they get their hands on Shonen Jump before it went on sale? They had to have bribed somebody at the office, for starters. Because you just can't go and say, yeah, I'm going to buy the magazine prior to it going on sale on the stand. The shopkeepers aren't going to easily put that stuff out there. Now, granted, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure if your number one seller is a magazine that's filled with manga, you're not going to jeopardize your chances of making money by selling some to some jackasses off the street that want to up and scan images out of it and pop them up online. Second, how do we know some kid didn't freaking do this and, long before these guys ever got around to doing it? I mean, all you would really need, and I'm going to say this, all you really need to do this is a fucking scanner. Literally, that's all you need is a goddamn scanner to do something like this. It's not rocket science. You just take the scanner, put the page on it, flatten it out if you have to, scan it, and that's the end of it. So explain to me how nobody else was doing this prior to this. And the Japanese authorities have finally gotten after two sites. Two sites. Out of the how many that are out there, you got two. That's almost as good as that task force that they came up with a few years ago to target anime sites that do illicit and illegal activities via torrents and all that other stuff. And they announced, yeah, we're doing really well with cracking down on that. No, you're not. Because they're still doing it, and yet, here's the thing, they're going to keep doing it. But, I mean, first off, the main question you got to ask is why? And I like I just like how they go, how the spokesperson for the publisher or the representative goes, they're angered because it was profitable to release inappropriately made versions. What the hell does that mean? 6 words that you're going to hear me say a lot in this. Because, okay, it's inappropriate. What did they do to make it inappropriate? What, did they draw nipples on the characters? Did they make it ecchi? Did they make it a pure-ass hentai? Did they turn it into a porno? What did they do to make it inappropriate? You mean to tell me just scanning a picture of the manga is inappropriate? Well, then review sites are screwed. Some bookstore sites are screwed because they'll scan a couple pages to show people, hey, this is what's in this. So they'll see like 1 or 2 pages. You have some sites out there that literally do nothing but show pages of manga series. And you're going off of it's inappropriate? Well, no, it's not exactly inappropriate. It's piss-boiling rage. It's piss-boiling, basically. It's enough to piss somebody off. You're taking the money literally out of the guy's mouth, out of the author's mouth for this, and it's like, oh, yeah, but we're making crap tons of money in ad revenue because people are just coming here in droves. What type of online ads were they freaking getting that they're getting this type of cash? I mean, $687,150 and $2.8 million in ad revenue for 2 different sites does not equate to somebody having a picture of an anime character in a banner that says, come click on me and join my world. They had to have been doing something to be raking in that kind of dough on ads long before they started scanning in manga. Oh, but we're a spoiler website. Yeah, there's spoiler channels on YouTube. They do the same shit. They're coming after them. Don't get me wrong. I'm agreeing with this. I'm glad they arrested them for this because, first off, I want to know how they got their hands on that manga before it went on sale. And second off, I just want to know how they managed to do that. Because that means somebody at Shonen Jump's got to get fired for that. Somebody screwed up big time somewhere down the line, and they've got to figure out how and put a stop to that. That'll put an end to all this crap. My guess would be, and this is the only thing I can think of, is that an employee at Shonen Jump probably gave them copies, charged them for it, walked away with the money, and then those individuals just scanned the images in that way. Because that's the only thing I can think of. Because prior to it going out, I don't think retailers are going to get it prior to like a day or two before it goes out. And I'm pretty damn sure that the only way they're going to get their hands on it has to be an employee that could just get a couple copies and go, here you go, $50 a pop. All right, here you go, 1 apiece. Enjoy. And then walks away. That's the only thing I can think of. But this is, I do agree it's the first in Japan. It's got to be. Hoping it won't be the last, because that is a disturbing factor. But like I said, I'm more concerned of how they got their hands on that manga in the first place. That's what gets me more enraged than anything else. So how did they get their hands on it? How did they manage to walk out the freaking door with it? I don't know, but those are questions that definitely got to get answered, in my opinion. This is Andrew Rhodes, and you're listening to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Because otherwise you wouldn't be hearing this, and I probably wouldn't be on here. Alright, so who out there was a fan of the dystopian town-building game, The Tomorrow Children? Well, taking that I can't see your hands, I'm going to go with some of you may never have heard of it. But anyway, bad news if you're a fan of it, and bad news if you're playing it because it's being shut down. So, here's what happened. And this came from Game Informer, by the way. So, Q Games, Dylan Cuthbert, oh, there's a name, revealed the timeline for when exactly the Tomorrow Children will go offline. The game will be online until the end of October. So, on his official Twitter page, good old Dylan puts up, if you already have the Tomorrow Children downloaded from the US store, you can play it until the end of October, and then it is gone for good. Sony is pulling the plug on Q Games, The Tomorrow Children, a dystopian free-to-play online game where players collaboratively rebuild a 60s-era Russian town together after disaster strikes. Well, what's wrong with that? Officially announced via the Japanese PlayStation blog and later tweeted by the development team, the PlayStation exclusive is shutting down globally in November. This is just a little over a year following the game's debut. It didn't even last a freaking year. That's really sad. The Tomorrow Children will be pulled from the PlayStation Store as of September 28th, and servers will close down as of November 1st. If you wanted to check out The Tomorrow Children, these last few months are your last chance. You can watch a behind-the-scenes trailer if you want a thing in the article. Definitely check it out. But here's their take on it. So Game Informer has their own take. So their take is, it's always a shame to see online games shut down or removed from a digital storefront. But even if I had forgotten completely about The Tomorrow Children, I remember being intrigued by its unique premise, and then never checking it out. Perhaps this was due to poor promotion for the game since its closure has come so quickly. Did you ever play The Tomorrow Children? Let us know in the comments, was their final words on the take. But anyway, yeah, it didn't even last a year. Or just a little over a year, maybe. But that's sad when the game has to be taken down. I never even heard of it, to be honest with you. And that's really sad that they had to yank down a game that, my opinion, was probably pretty good, but then just gets completely knocked down. It's like, what the hell? I mean, it's kind of sad. So now you're not going to get to play the game anymore because it's pretty much done in the water. It's dead meat. And that's sad because you can only download it till, what was it, the end of the month here? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you only have to the 28th to download it from the PlayStation Store. And then you can only play it until November 1st when the server will be shut down for good. So that's real freaking amazing there. I mean, what the hell? Well, then again, I guess you could take the money that you're going to save by not playing that game and invest it into a board game. Like the Warehouse 13 one, because that'll end the same... Their Kickstarter will end the same day that you can buy the game from the PlayStation, that you can get the game from the PlayStation Store. That's great! Look at that, I managed to tie in two articles. But yeah, I mean, that's just really sad. Like a little over a year? Yeah, this is just a little over a year following the game's debut, according to the article. That's sad. Literally sad. I mean, in all honesty, let's think about this for a moment here. If this would be like an old school cartridge game, this would be what they would probably call an rare oddity. That it's something that everybody probably never heard of, but that's probably really good. But yeah, what could be wrong about rebuilding a 60s-era Russian town after a disaster strikes? It promotes teamwork. I guess maybe that's the problem. Can't have teamwork. Can't be rebuilding Russian towns, I guess. I don't know. It's just sad, really, that they had to yank down a game that probably has no choice in the fact that, yeah, we're getting knocked down. We don't know why either, but still, that's annoyingly sad that they're literally getting taken down for what? And that's the good question at this point. But still, I feel sorry for them. So if you want to check it out, you got to the 28th to download it. Then if you manage to download it before then, or you are playing it, you have until November 1st, and then it's, in the words of the Terminator, hasta la vista, baby. because it's gone for good. This is Professor Sherman T. Clump, and you're listening to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta go back to my sandwich. It's calling me from the fridge. Welcome to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Well, okay, you're already listening to the podcast if you're hearing me. But anyway, the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast is a podcast that I put up here every Sunday on YouTube, where I talk about topics and articles that I find throughout the entire week. So, if you like what you hear, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you're brought up to date with all my videos, including Andrew Rants and Andrew's Theories. I also do some reviews from time to time, and that's pretty much it. But anyway, let me know, and don't forget to hit that lovely subscribe button. Alright, so speaking of games that have recent updates or crapping out, Marvel Contest of Champions recently updated itself to version 15. This actually happened last week, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it due to time constraints. This week, I got plenty to say this week. The Marvel Contest of Champions is that pretty much two-player or 2v2 fighting game. 1v1, I should say. Human versus computer. You play as Marvel characters. We got Magneto. We have Hulk, Ultron, Iron Man, Captain America. Pretty much a lot of them you could think of. Black Widow, Magic, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. We got them all so far. Huge amount of them. They just added the Kingpin in with this last update. I swear they're probably going to add in that freaking dog. If they're not, that's going to be really screw you territory. They upgraded the Alliance War. They upgraded the Alliance Quest. They upgraded the game. And players are having issues getting into the damn thing. Apparently, since the update, and this has happened to me and apparently a few others, I do play the game. I'm actually a member of the alliance that I started called the Wasabi Warriors, or just Wasabi Warriors. That's the alliance I started. You know, we're few members, but we're pretty happy. And I've been having some problems. I don't know about any of my alliance mates, but I know a few other people have been griping online about networking issues, not being able to allow them to log on, getting kicked out of the game, glitches, a whole crap load of glitches. You have error messages. I get an error message the second I load up the app after it goes past the Kabam logo. I get an error message telling me that an unknown error has occurred and to try again later. I click OK, and it continues to load the game, and then I'm rolling the dice on depending on when it comes up. If it comes up right off the bat, then I basically can load the game with no problem. But if it comes up after like 3 or 5 seconds, then it's going to tell me no network connection. Please try again later. So then it screws me. The Alliance War is a freaking joke. The last time, at least the Alliance Wars that my Alliance and I have been going through, we've been mismatched the last 3 Alliance Wars. I'm going to say this, and anybody out there can argue with me on this, but the basic principle, in my opinion, when it comes to a game, when it comes to something where it has a matching system on it, excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that, I had to get a drink of my soda. My thought is that when it comes to a game that has a matching system, that you match it based on the highest level of one of the people, or at least an average median of the combined levels of all players in the alliance. So, let's say for intensive purposes here, is you can get 30 members per alliance. So let's say that the average rating of the members is, like, let's say level 20. They would stick you in an alliance anywhere between 35 and 20. Because they should take, like, the highest you have. So you know you're probably going to have, like, a level 30 or a 29 in there. Somebody, like, in the high 20s, maybe low 30s. And somebody in, like, the low 20s. Like the high teens, low 20s. And throw them in a match together. Have the same characters around the same level fight. No. The last 3 alliances that my team has been in, we have literally taken on opponents that are way above us in terms of level, character, and everything else. And this is matched and balanced? The hell it is! I mean, it's a freaking joke. I'm going to be honest with that. It is a freaking joke. The matchmaking system is busted. The new map sucks. The last map didn't have portals, so they wanted to include portals. Fine. Include portals. What I would have done is include portals like, okay, you have one big section that leads up to the boss, and it branches off with portals that can take you back to the midsection or screw around on the outer section. No, what did they do? They break it up into little parts, like 6 or 7 little islands. Okay, no, almost 9 little islands. Because I had to count the starting spot and a couple in the middle. So almost 9 plus little islands. And you have to go from island to island to island just to get to the final boss. I know exploration in this is the key. That's fine. Explore to your heart's content. There's 2 ways to win the Alliance War, either exploration points or you beat the bad guy. At the end, you beat the boss. The problem is, when you have a character that's like a 5-star, and all your character has, like, I'm not going to use a personal example from the Alliance I'm in, because we've taken on a couple 5-stars. That was the last Alliance quest we were in earlier this week. We didn't even make it to them. At least I don't think we did. I know I didn't. I got taken down by a 4-star. But you figure, like, let's say you have like a novice group that wants to do their first ever Alliance quest. An Alliance War. And they just literally got boned into nothing but 5 stars. And all they have, the highest they have is a 3-star. They're gonna get demolished! So badly, in fact, that they're never going to want to play it again. So there you just lost any chance to make any extra money. Because they're going to never want to play the Alliance War, or they're never going to want to play the game again. And it basically, to me, it seems like a gigantic screw you to your fans because, well, we want to make it so that the characters and everybody else have fun, but at the same time, we don't want to lose any of the money we have coming in. Yeah, you keep doing crystal bundle packs, giving you a chance to get this character, or this character, or this character. Yeah, I don't see you having to worry about running out of funds anytime soon. You keep adding characters and changing stuff around. You're starting to get like Pokemon Go. At least with Pokemon Go, I can tell you, okay, every couple months, the rules are going to change. Contest of Champions, you're lucky if it lasts literally a half a year. And apparently the Alliance War thing was something that they've been working on. But now, they also announced that, well, we're going to be doing 6-star heroes. We're going to be doing Grandmaster Crystals. We're still coming out with the final event of story mode. So you're still basically making the game while you're making the game. 6-star heroes, that's great. I personally think they should give everybody one free 6-star hero crystal, because then everybody at least has an equal chance. Because with your screwed up matchmaking, someone's just going to buy a whole crap ton of 6-star hero crystals and then literally just completely bash the competition with their 6-star heroes. If everybody at least has one, then everybody's got a bit of an even territory in that department. Then that way if somebody gets like 2 or 3, okay, I at least have one, might have a decent chance here. We might be able to put up a fight. No. The difficulty spikes started going up too with this update. Most of the alliance quests, some of the event quests have suddenly seen a spike in difficulty. Before you used to get like 1 and 2-star characters in certain event quests. Now you're getting 3 and 4-star characters. And that's just on like the easy one. Or the medium, the hard get even worse. Hard, I know it's like a couple 3 and 4-star depending on which path you take. It's just like, okay, here's your champions. This is what we're doing. You don't like it, screw you. You can't beat a 5-star champion with a 3-star. You can't beat it with a 2-star. And you sure as hell can't beat it with a 1-star. You're going to get owned every single time. But, and this is the one thing that I think that I have here. If they wanted to make one big change in this game, why not change the message system? I understand the concept of why you have it this way to a point. But basically, you can't type in more than X amount of characters. Why? Why? It makes no sense to me that I can't type in more than this many characters because it'll screw up the system. Okay? But yet, in another game I played called Lords Mobile, and I use the past tense because I no longer play that, you could type in a longer amount of characters than you can in Contest of Champions, and it basically has the same messaging system. Yet, no, we're just going to spend time and effort royally screwing up the Alliance War. I'm trying to be as neutral as I can in this, but like I said, this last update really screwed the pooch for a lot of people. From not being able to log into the game. One poor, I want to say sap, but at this point I feel sorry for him. Posted a thing up on Twitter. They lost everything. Their entire account got wiped out with the update. And it wasn't that they were doing anything illicit or illegal. Oh God, no, perish the thought. It was the fact that the update came, didn't agree with whatever system they were using. I don't know if it was an Android or an iPhone, and just wiped it out, backup included. So they had to start all the way over from nothing. They're pissed. And I remember seeing that being tweeted somewhere. I remember it was on Twitter because this what caught my attention. And I'm like, you lost everything? I'm like, I've had to change devices a couple times since I started playing Contest of Champions, but I didn't lose everything. I still had my 4-star Hulk waiting for me when I came back. But, like I said, to me, I'm really pissed off at the whole, we're not doing this right, we're not getting the right construct, we're not getting it in the right way. It's what it seems like to me. Like, they know what they're doing, they have an idea what they're doing, but they're just not doing it right. That being said, adding in a few more characters wouldn't really kill you, but how about tweaking some of the stuff? Like, I don't know, some of the potions, some of the revive potions, the arena could actually use a bit of an improvement. But then again, they did that with the one update. And I do like what they did with that one update. You can actually just go right into the next match. You don't have to go back to the scene, to the screen where your three characters and your opponent's 3 characters are staring each other down. No, you can literally go right into the next fight. That I like. But how about I don't know, like specific arenas where only this champion can be used. Like let's say this arena is only for tech champions, and then have it change each day, like your event, like your in your event quests. Why not have like the weakness for whatever the current event quest is for the catalyst be in your thing? That would actually be a pretty cool idea, but again, with the way that they've done the updates now, I don't see that happening. In fact, I see that being a middle finger to everybody, just like the update was. And don't even get me started though for how long that took. I like their little thing on the bottom. It's like this should take about 112 minutes. All I was thinking of was that stupid thing from SpongeBob, hearing the announcer go, 3 hours later. Yeah, that was about it. I started that update at like 1:30 in the afternoon. It took it till 4:45, 5 o'clock at the latest to finish. That's freaking insane. We're talking over 3 hours to do an update that says it should be done in less than 2. Bullshit. And I know somebody out there is going to go in the comments, well, it also matters with your internet connection. Never lost connection once. Never got screwed up at all. It just took it that long. Because it was like 400-something megabytes. And then it would download it, and it would go so slow, and download it and go slow. I don't know. I'm hoping that they come out with an update or at least a patch to fix what they fucked up. Retweak your Alliance War, retweak your Alliance quests. You gotta do something at this point, because I'm not liking the way this is going. You're gonna end up losing a lot more people than you're gonna gain. But then they're preaching like a different couple Marvel games and other games under like ads. Oh, come play this Marvel game instead. Or come play this Marvel game. It's like, why bother having the Marvel game at all if you're going to tell somebody to go play another one? But anyway, like I said, the update is version 15.0. Check out the game. It is still somewhat fun. The current event quest is really neat. You have to help the Inhumans retrieve Lockjaw or Locky, their dog, from the Kingpin. It's actually kind of fun. I'm working to 100% the normal so I can get myself another champion. But yeah. Otherwise, besides the issues and shit that I'm having with version 15, the update really wasn't that bad of an update. I just really wish they wouldn't have screwed it up so badly. I mean, like I said, the Alliance War is a royal mess. The Alliance quests are a royal mess. How did you manage to screw that up? I'll never figure out. But either way, you screwed it up somehow. And congratulations. You managed to take a good game and screw it up. So just avoid those two, I guess. But either way, like I said, check out the game. It's still up yet on the App Store. You can get it from Google Play or the App Store. It is still fun to a point, but like I said, you just got to really be careful with the whole update, because that really is what screwed it up. At least in my opinion, anyway. This is Professor Sherman T. Clump, and you're listening to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast, only on YouTube. Now, if you excuse me, I got to get back to the kitchen and get back to my sandwich. It's a very special sandwich. Alrighty, folks. I think that's pretty much going to do it for me this week. I'm getting a little tired. It's getting to be after 11 o'clock. And I still got a little bit of my soda left to drink. Not much. But, yeah, I think that's where I'm going to cut it off this week. Thank you for being a great audience. Thank you for letting me into your homes. If you have any ideas for ways that can improve the podcast, feel free to send them to me either at Twitter, at OtakerRoads. You can tweet them to me. Or you can send it to me in an email, all lowercase, acrpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any topics that you'd like to hear me discuss here on the show, believe me, the podcast is going to be improving in year 2. Year 1 was the experimental year. Year 2 is where it's going to be getting a little bit better. So, If you have any topics you want to hear me talk about, feel free to send them to me at acrpodcast@gmail.com. Or you can tweet them to me at OtakuRoads on Twitter, or just tweet them on Twitter using the hashtag ACR Podcast Topics. I do check that. I didn't see anything, though. But anyway, until next week, I'm Andrew Rhodes. I have been your host. I am tired and I am going to go to sleep. So, thank you for letting me into your homes, your lives, your electronic equipment. And until next week, I will see you later.